Hi, I'm Enchanting Nubianette. Welcome back. If you're viewing my channel for the first time, welcome. This video is an update on the Sudiksha Konanki case. My question is still, why was Joshua Ribe still acknowledged as a person of interest for so many days, even when Sudiksha Konanki's body still isn't found? By the way, Joshua Ribe has been cleared. Authorities believe there has been no evidence of foul play, and I'm baffled because it's less than 2 weeks. In my opinion, it's too soon. This tragedy is very suspicious and mysterious. I don't know if he is guilty or not, but it's such a complex case. Previously, as everyone knows by now, 4 vacationers from Punta Cana Hotel Resort drowned, unfortunately, but their bodies were returned. Now, yesterday I viewed an expert video in aquatics. This expert worked in aquatics. Um, he shared that number one, sharks do not find human being favorable to eat. So parts of a body, even if the shark did take some bites, parts of the body would be found. So therefore, for people who are saying that Sudiksha's body was eaten, that's not the case regarding, sharks. Her body still would have been able to be discovered somehow. And number two, the resort, it has multiple locations. And why are there so many numerous power outages each week? Why haven't cameras and proper security devices been installed at Punta Cana from all angles of the resort to the beach area? As we know, Joshua Ribe is a 24-year-old American tourist who is the last person with her. Surveillance video clearly shows that he and Sudiksha were under the influence. However, when Joshua allegedly woke up and realized Sudiksha wasn't with him and her clothing was left behind, why did it appear that he was walking so casually back to his hotel room? An innocent person should have given one statement without so many inconsistencies. Since he was under the influence, perhaps, I know, some details would be left out the first time during the police interrogation. It's a known fact that Joshua Ribe provided authorities with about 3 different stories. Even the timing of her disappearance was off. So his stories included details that did not coincide with each other. Some people have shared that since Sudiksha's body hasn't been found, maybe Joshua buried her in the sand using his hands because he is a wrestler, a big guy. I don't believe that theory, since the police dogs would have picked up the scent the first day or two of the search. And as a tourist, he doesn't even know the island well to even hide a body. So, let's continue. But I often wonder, have authorities administered multiple blood and urine tests to determine what substances were in Joshua's system? Did Joshua Ribe drink only alcohol, or were there other illegal substances? And did his side effects match? Did his these side effects match the type of substances found in his system? Clearly, Sudiksha was seen vomiting earlier and even on the beach. Who made her drinks? Was the bartender or bartenders questioned thoroughly? Did authorities track Joshua's whereabouts before he met Sudiksha? Did he purchase illegal substances in DR? And there was a video also, I believe it was in some type of eating area where he did appear sick too. And since both were sick, it's just terrible that they both went into the water and it was pitch dark at that time. The bartenders and owners of that resort need to be held accountable. because visitors should be forbidden to enter the water while heavily intoxicated. Allegedly, the resorts allow open bar 24/7. They need to be accountable too. Their place of business is too lenient. That's my opinion. Also, were the 4 people who drowned recently, were they intoxicated too? Now, Mr. Konanki, Sudiksha's father, and numerous people have mentioned that this may be a trafficking case. This is definitely something to think about. Her body hasn't been found, but we know her clothes were discovered. There isn't any camera or video footage, conveniently because of the power outages, the multiple power outages. I've seen plenty of videos of vacationers who experienced having no power even 2 and 3 times in one day at Punta Cana. In my opinion, in order for the hotel resort to remain open, a significant amount of security must be updated. Did anyone find out who were the women on the trip with Sudiksha? And why was Sudiksha yelling at one of them? I wonder what the argument was about, and why did they decide to take her phone when Sudiksha was in the water? Even if Sudiksha made it out of the water, there was no way for her to communicate with them or anyone else. I mean, it's after 4 a.m., and I know that she could not bring a phone into the water, but they could have left it there, because I'm sure in a few minutes she would have been out, especially if the water was very cold. My final thoughts: too many people are demonstrating full support for Joshua Rife without knowing all of the evidence, details, and his character. How can Joshua be fully supported when he was the last person to see her alive? And again, he calmly walked to the room without a thought about her. Law enforcement had to step up and take away his passport and tell him to stay in the DR because he was attempting to check out. Why would someone do this? Wouldn't you want to know what happened to someone that you were interested in? At least stay an extra day? Sudiksha Konanki's family has formally requested that the Dominican authorities declare their lovely daughter deceased. There has been several extensive searches by air, on land, aquatic methods, etc. Her family submitted a written request to the Dominican Republic National Police citing the need for closure and to address legal matters related to her absence. Mr. and Mrs. Konanki want all videos to be removed too. This is so devastating. It's only been 11 days. Another key factor is Sudiksha's family may be very spiritual and or traditional. They may be experiencing a great deal of judgment from people within their culture. It's probably the reason the other women's identities will remain low-key. They may feel that these details about their daughter isn't respectful and differ from her upbringing, which is displayed all over social media. I can relate because my parents are Caribbean and they would feel the same way in this regard. It's their right regarding their child, so they will say goodbye. I truly, truly wish that Sudiksha never met Joshua Rife and that those women's so-called friends never left her side. They should have stayed on the beach and watched over her while she was with this stranger wrestler. I wonder if Joshua Rife's ex-girlfriends, classmates, and neighbors will ever be brave enough to share information or some background history on him. Again, my condolences to the Konanki's family. I know Sudiksha's energy will forever be amongst them, and I hope Sudiksha and her ancestors' spirits haunts all the people who caused her passing. She should be alive and thriving. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a million and stay safe wherever you are.